Hey you folks, Quilly here, and welcome to Let's Play a Little VoidExpanse. VoidExpanse is a new game by Atomic Torch Studios. It builds itself as an open-world science fiction action RPG set in space. Basically, it's one of those games where you've got a spaceship and you can go from starbase to starbase, completing quests, trading goods, mining asteroids, blowing up pirates, joining factions, and participating in sort of general galactic war, if you want it. A few things to note right away. I'm not actually playing on the literal latest version of the game. I'm playing on the latest stable pre-release version of the game. There's also an experimental version that is currently available for testing at the time that I'm recording this, which uses actually a brand new graphic engine. It's built in Unity. This is the build on Unity 4. They've got a new build on Unity 5 that uses physically based shaders. It's got some mod support, a lot of extra stuff added in there, but I wanted to make sure that I was doing this pre-release, this particular video on the stable version, just to make sure that nothing wacky happened over there. It is, the universe that you are in is procedurally generated, but as some of you have probably noticed at this point, there's actually a multiplayer button on the screen as well. The game comes with a server package, which I haven't tested the multiplayer yet, but we can see here someone is already running a server with a max of 128 players, and because there's a standalone server, the game is available for PC, Mac, and Linux, and the fact that it's available on Linux makes me think we can run some pretty cool persistent servers on there. The newest versions of the game are going to have some advanced economies and that sort of thing, as well as factions and so on and so forth, so I think there's potentially some great potential for some awesome multiplayer stuff in there, but I haven't tested that aspect of the game. I'm going to focus purely on the single player, and again, I'm not literally playing the latest version of the game, so a few caveats, but there we go. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm planning on making a handful of videos for this, maybe something like 3 or 4 videos, just so that we can get a sense of how the game goes, and there we have it. So, I'm going to jump into single player. I'm going to hit Create World. And we're going to see a few things. First of all, you can choose your galaxy size, affecting the number of stars. At the middle point here, I think we're getting something about 75 star systems or so. Actually, it's probably something like that. This is a hex number. It looks like it might indicate the size, but it's not. I don't think there's a direct one-to-one mapping there. There's a difficulty setting here, and on hardcore mode, it is full sort of roguelike permadeath. If you die, it is game over. Your save gets deleted, basically. On hardcore, or on normal and semi-hardcore, when you die, it's not a permadeath. You just lose your inventory, cargo, 10% of your money, and on semi-hardcore, you also lose your current ship. And I guess you get reset to the normal cargo thing. We're going to go ahead and just leave it on normal because I'm a big wimp. We're going to call this the LP Galaxy. And we're going to hit Start Game. It'll create the galaxy. After that, we'll have to choose what our character will be. Male and female options. We can go ahead and randomize a bunch of different looks and try to get a sense for it. I actually first dabbled with this game about a year ago when it was still in pretty early development. And it was pretty good then, but, you know, lacking some amount of depth. Well, the depth seems to have come at this point, and enjoying it quite a bit, actually. So there we go, a few different looks. I don't know, I like some of these scientist-y looking dudes with glasses and whatever. This guy might work just fine. So there's 8 classes to choose from when you start off. As far as I can tell, the classes have no real impact on your choices in the game themselves. What they basically do is set you up with certain talents in the skill tree already selected, including talents you might not be able to get right at the start. For example, the Prospector starts with a lot of stuff related to asteroid mining that you would have to get to level 10 or even 15 before you could unlock that stuff, and you get it right from the start. Same thing with the Trader, for example. Lots of things that give you massive discounts on trading, and that you can't get right away. Adventurer is the most generic of all the classes, in that it doesn't start with anything unlocked, but you start off with 25 skill points, so you can sort of spend it wherever you want. With the caveat, again, that some of the talents are gated based on your level. So as an adventurer, you can't necessarily duplicate something that someone else might be able to do, for example. I think maybe for the sake of this, maybe we'll start with a fighter. Get started with some slightly better maneuvering and combat. That'll make life a little bit easier for us. I think that's probably a good idea. Let's go ahead and create this character. Yes, I want to create this character. And we're going to go right in. So again, there's a multiplayer component with that sort of persistent universe that might be pretty cool. In single player here, you do have the advantage of just being able to sort of save and walk away whenever you want. So here's the game screen. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the tutorials here. Yes, I'm sure that's totally fine. Just because you do get the tutorials every time you start a new game. They are really useful at sort of teaching you things. Basically, every time you open a new screen, it would go ahead, well, that's the online user screen, but let's say the skill screen here, it would give you a little pop-up for a little bit of context about what's going on. So this is an example of the skill screen. You notice we are level 1 and we have no points to spend right now. Again, if you're an adventurer, you start with about 25 points. A lot of the talents, well, everything I believe costs multiple points. You can see here that thrusters tuning costs 7 points per tick here. So as you're an adventurer start, you don't necessarily get access to a lot of stuff. Everyone, ooh, I'm being attacked by a pirate because in this mode we don't actually pause. Also, one of the defensive turrets on this starbase actually just shot me, but didn't go through my shields. Okay, let's go ahead and stop that again. Everyone starts with light frigates as a skill. So we can pilot light frigates, which is our basic ship type. You can see later on we can unlock heavy frigates, light cruisers, and heavy cruisers there. So in the piloting tab here, it mostly has to do with higher speed, better turn rates, that sort of thing. And because we started as a fighter, we got 1 level of that thruster vectoring, so we've got 2% more acceleration and maneuvering. Under the combat tab over here, again, we're going to have a handful of things unlocked because we're a fighter. I believe everyone starts with the light direct weapons, basically just your basic level 1 energy and ballistic weapons, so machine guns and laser beams. Everyone gets that ability. Because we're a fighter, we've got 5 ranks in fast turret tracking, which gives us better tracking speed for both energy and ballistic weapons, as well as increased tracking angle for both of those things. So you can see here as I move my mouse, that little line doesn't necessarily track it in real time. There's a bit of a delay there. So by having those skills, those talents, it moves a little bit faster. What else have we got in here? There's also in this tree you can unlock more weapon types, including medium energy weapons and heavy energy weapons. You get medium ballistic weapons and the heavy ballistics. Over here you get explosive weapons, which unlocks the ability to use missiles and mines. There is one of the classes that starts with this unlocked right away, for example, so there's a lot of extra talents there. Under engineering, some of these have been tuned a lot as well in the more recent patch as opposed to the one I'm playing. Everyone can do some amount of mining, as far as I can tell. There's sort of a civilian mining laser, but if you unlock this, then you can use a better mining drill and just be able to harvest minerals a little bit faster. Looks like we've started with a little bit of engineering. Level 1 engineering unlocks extra upgrades, which is quite nice. Oh, we've also got better shield repair, and shield and structure repair using consumables, which we'll talk about soon. There's also a social tab here. If you start with a trader, you start with maxed out, I think, silver tongue, and also a lot of this trader skill here, which gives you a much better trade margin. There's also a rogue class, which gives you the persuade ability that allows you to have extra options in conversation trees, and maxed out gentleman here, which gives you, I think maxed out, you get 50% more money and XP from completing quests. So every class kind of interesting. All right, the controls here, which are completely customizable in the option screen. All the controls here, for example. Oh, I should point out on the there's an autosave, and there is you can do windowed mode, but there's no borderless full screen is the one thing that the game seems to lack. But other than that, very nicely complete option menu over here. So the basic controls, W accelerates you, and you'll keep going. I think the speed might bleed off a little bit, but you can also hit space to hit the brakes. You can back up at a very slow rate with S, and that can be dramatically boosted with talents. You can rotate left and right using the A and D keys, so basically WASD, but you can also strafe to the left and right using Q and E. And again, with my starter ship and with no real skills in it, it's a relatively slow operation, but it is something that you can buff pretty dramatically. Also, if you double tap the forward key, you'll actually make a short jump as well. I don't think you can jump to the side or anything like that. That would be quite cool. Add some stats down here. Our current energy level, our shielding, our armor or hit points over here, for example. The purple bar is our fuel, and the green is our current thrust that we're applying via our engine over here. Actually, maybe it's not thrust, it's just speed. Anyway, let's go ahead and dock with the starbase. We've got our first mission is to dock here and talk to Old Joe, so we're going to go ahead and just maneuver over to the opening over here and hit F to dock. Controls are a little tricky to get used to for combat, but I think you get used to them pretty quickly, and it's not too terribly bad. So here in the station, we can repair ourselves, but we are full here. We can also refuel ourselves for 22 bucks. We can undock whenever we want. We've got a variety of different tabs down here. Here's our conversation screen. On the Decks tab, find One-Eyed Joe, who we've got to talk to for our starting quest. Hello, I'm new here. We want to look for adventure. And Galaxy's dangerous place in the middle of the war. Should consider joining a faction. Let's get some information about that. There's an order recruiter here, because we're in sort of order territory, but there's plenty of other factions as well. Why are you helping me? I don't know. Can you get me a better ship? Yeah, so he's got a couple of old Banshee hulls kicking around. And so if I complete a quest for him, I will get an upgraded ship right away. So I have to go and talk to this guy named Scurvy, who's got one of his, has a package or some sort of container that old Joe wants back. So I can either go there and talk to him and convince him to give it up, or I might have to blow him up and then loot it from there. But once I do that, I will get a Banshee hull. We'll do that first before we go and talk to anyone else who might have some additional quests. We've got a shop here. Various upgrades and things we can buy. Oh, there might have been a Banshee hull in here, so I could have compared, but there's not right now. There's some Endeavor hulls. So I'm packing the civilian shuttle right now, which is a free hull. Everything with the C here is the generic civilian level of everything, and they're always free, but that's pretty much what I already have equipped everywhere in my ship, for example, here. So there are some upgrades. If we compare, say, this Endeavor class, it's actually much slower than my shuttle, but it has a lot more capacity. My shuttle has a capacity of 200. In fact, I think the Banshee we're going to get is only going to have a capacity for 100 units of cargo. So the Banshee is a lot less good as a mining and trading ship than even the basic shuttle here, but it's quite a bit tougher in combat. On the other hand, the Endeavor, which is, so it says it's an early design for industrial ships, actually has a massive capacity for goods, but has a terrible maneuver. But if you want to be a trader, then that might be the way to work it. And then you've got extra components, new generators, shielding, new weapons that we can upgrade to, and so on and so forth. We actually have a little bit of gear in our inventory right now, including a light laser, which is an upgrade from the civilian laser we're currently packing. The light laser has a damage per second of 120 versus an 80. It does have a slower recharge and take more energy to recharge, but it seems like maybe a good idea to do that upgrade. We've also got an autocannon here. An upgraded shield. So it looks like it's a little slower to recharge and takes a lot more energy, but it's much tougher. So let's go ahead and equip that. And we've also got a better generator. It does burn through fuel a lot more, but it has a lot higher energy capacity, especially if we've upgraded our shields and our weapons. Seems like a good idea to equip that. All right, that's cool. I don't know if we started with slightly different gear because we're a fighter or not, or if it just happened to be that way. There's no reason I can't just sell these two civilian components because they're worth nothing. They're also worth nothing to rebuy, so we'll do that. Same thing with the civilian laser. I'll keep the autocannon around, although I don't need it in my inventory. I'll put it in my storage, for example, and that'll save a little bit of space. I think this storage is at the station specifically, so I won't be able to access this somewhere else, but that's going to be all right. So yeah, so this is our hangar where we can upgrade our ship. There's a bunch of different components here. This ship only has one weapon placement, and it's a forward type weapon, not a 360-degree turret, but there's going to be more options for that, and this is specifically an energy slot, so only laser type weapons in this particular slot. When I get more slots, which we'll see when we get a Banshee, we can even go ahead and assign different mouse buttons to different weapons so you can fire it in slightly different order. You'll note here I can swap the control scheme. The difference between manual and auto is auto, the ship will automatically steer to follow the mouse cursor, which some people might prefer. And we can access our skill tree, but we have no skill points to spend. We've got our quest log over here, for example, right there. I can see it on the map. Right over here is where I have to go, which is in the same star system. I'm down here, so I'm going to go there. I'll get an automatic point on my map. No need to worry about that. Here's the galaxy screen, where we can zoom out. So we are currently right here in the Ult-Yonoden system. This is randomized. This is procedurally generated every time, slightly different galaxy map, and we can see who controls different sectors. This is an order sector. Right now we're in the neutral sector, which is those gray stripes. Every sector here, these are all completely neutral, so we don't have to worry about any of these things. No access. I think right until I finish this quest. Oh no, it's where I am. I can't necessarily get anywhere. Anyway, so we got the Freedom faction over here. We've got the Fanatics over there. We've got a tiny bit of pirates here. And then lots and lots of these Zengarten, which are these alien creatures that we don't know anything about yet. And there's the Order people. And then with the faction list over here, we can see our alignment with everyone. The Freedom people are fine with me. The Order people are fine. The Neutrals are fine. Everyone else here completely hates me, but maybe we can do something about that later on. Including, hey, maybe we can align ourselves with the pirates. I don't know. Could be a thing. Let's go ahead and undock and go and find, what was his name? Scurvy. So scurvy is going to show up as a yellow marker on my map. Green markers are friendly ships and defensive things. So this station, for example, is protected by turrets. So we're going to go over there. I'm going to hit C, which engages cruise mode, which is much faster. It's less maneuverable, but it helps you navigate the map. Now, there's a red blip over here, which is an enemy ship, probably a pirate. So I've disengaged cruise mode. I'm going to go ahead and take this engagement, which is going to be fine. And mostly, I just got to keep my laser pointed on him. I like these laser beams quite a bit. They work nicely for me. They're not quite as powerful as like a plasma cannon sometimes or an auto cannon, but I find them really easy to aim because I'm pretty poor at it. So we killed that pirate. We got some experience points, which is good. Also, this one dropped a container, so we'll go ahead and just grapple that. And it has 126 units of glepsite ore. We'll take all that. We check our inventory. There's the item section here and then the cargo section. Things like ore go in cargo, and then all weapons and whatnot go into items, and they have different capacities. You can see here I've got 200 units here and 20 units in items. Anyway, let's go ahead and find scurvy. Keep following that yellow blip, and we'll go there. There's an autopilot mode. I really find it quite useful to navigate from star system to star system because it involves using multiple jump gates, usually to get where you're going. These gray blits on the radar will be some sort of debris, which I currently haven't been able to interact with. It would not surprise me if there was some way to maybe scavenge that, but it definitely poses a risk of collision, if nothing else. You can bump into them and take shield or even armor damage if you keep slapping into it. This brown bit right over here, which might get me close to a pirate. This is an asteroid. I don't currently have a mining drill installed, but if I had one, I'd be able to mine here. I'll be able to do that on the next mission, and again, that will get me more ore, very much like I just grabbed from that pirate. Let's go ahead and we'll just avoid this one pirate for now. Go and find scurvy. We may have to fight him. We'll see how it goes. Much further easy. Ah, we're nearly there. Excellent. Go ahead and slam on the brakes. Whoa! Ow. We're fine. Just a little shield damage. Everything is fine. Let's talk to scurvy. I've seen you somewhere before. What package? I don't know anything about your package. Such an insult. I'm an honest tradesman. So I can just threaten him right away and fight him and probably have to blow him up for the package. Or, you know, I can say, hey, give me the package. Well, that package. Well, hypothetically, if I had it, I could give it to you, but not for free. I have to feed my family. I'll give it over for, say, 500 bucks. Deal? So I can pay him 500 bucks, or I can say, hey, tell me about your family. All right, I have a wife. Her name is Molly. I have 2 sons, Tango and Cash. How old are your sons? 5. Both of them? Yeah, they're twins. Yeah, that's right. My wife has a lot of trouble with them. Mischievous kids. What's your wife's name again? My wife? Melanie. Yeah, Melanie. Hey, but you said her name was Molly. Alright, so I called them on it. I got the package. I didn't have to pay him the gold, and I didn't have to beat him up. But I, of course, could have done that. But hey, let's be a nice guy. So let's go ahead and drop this package back off. That will give me my first ship upgrade. Now, of course, I didn't have to do this. This quest is meant to be sort of a bit of a mini tutorial about getting you started and then quickly getting you to a ship upgrade. But it is a very free-form game, and you have basically the option to just do whatever you want right from the start. It's also worth noting, again, they are looking to support mods. I don't know yet what that's going to involve. How much can mods change the game? It sounds like it's going to be pretty extensive, though, so I'm going to be looking at that very much. But again, I'm still just playing pre-release copy, so at this point we don't have all those things in there. In fact, the dev blog they're pretty active at keeping updates on their plans for the future, what they want to add to the game, that sort of thing. So we're approaching the starbase now. Let's try to not smack into this thing. There we are. Just get close enough here to dock. Ooh, we bumped into it a little bit too, but hey, that's what shields are for. I'm a terrible pilot. Alright, we'll refuel. 64 bucks over here. We haven't taken any hull damage, which is nice. We'll go and talk to One-Eyed Joe over here. Tell him we got the package. Excellent. And this Banshee has 2 weapon mounts. Cool, alright. And yes, you can bind it to different mouse weapons. We'll take a look at all that. Also, he's going to tell me about consumables. And he says, if I can get him 50 units of glepsite ore, he'll give me 5 consumables. Well, as it so happens, I don't even have to mine my own ore because I actually got some from those pirates. Boom. So he's going to give me the consumables right away. What's next? Hey, maybe we should join a faction. Okay. Tell you what, we'll go and talk about the... Oh, the order recruiter doesn't have a mission for me. We can get some information about better upgrades. Oh, there we go. A little bit of information about some factions. Tell me about the order faction. You know, what's their deal? They hate aliens. All right. I'd like to ask one more thing. Are you guys hiring? Always want more pilots. Cool. All right. That's all I need to know. So I would like to take the join order quest. I'm a good pilot. Yeah, that's not good enough. What if I tell you I hate aliens? Yeah, see? The order, they hate aliens. So yeah, I want to join your cause. All right. I want to join the order. Let's take a look at your ship. You're flying this thing? Damn, you're braver than I thought. Get yourself a decent ship first, and I'll give you a recommendation. All right, fair enough. Well, as it turns out, we have a Banshee here. So we're going to go ahead and replace our hull. From the civilian shuttle, we're going to go to the Banshee. Again, the Banshee has a lot less capacity. We've lost half our cargo capacity, but we've gained a lot more structure. Here you can see going back to the civilian shuttle would be a downgrade in structure. Although, apparently the shuttle has better targeting defense, which is kind of cool. But the big thing with the Banshee is the increased structure and the double weapon slot. So we're going to go ahead and equip our light laser again, and we'll also grab the autocannon over here. Now, the lasers recharge with energy. The autocannons have a limited amount of ammo, so if you run out of ammo, then you have to wait until you, I think, dock again before you get any more. You could map them to two separate buttons, get a bit more control. I think for these two weapons, I'm going to be quite happy having them both on my my left mouse button. I think that's going to be fine. Let's go ahead and sell off this extra hull, since civilian shuttles are free and they don't matter. Oh, right, we do have 5 units of structure repair consumables. So they'll repair 500 points of hull in 10 seconds. I think my ship has 1,000 hull? 1,300 hull. Okay. There we go. So it'll do not quite half. So if I'm like at about 60-ish%, I guess this would repair the rest. Something around there. Just eyeballing. I can sell this extra ore. There's no reason for me to keep this around. So I'll bring that up. I'll just sell all of it. Now, some places the ore might be worth more, for example. There is a market for things. If we take a look at these, there's biomaterials and polymers and electronics and all kinds of different stuff. I don't have any info really about prices. I could start tracking these prices at some point and therefore play the trader kind of game. In fact, if you were playing the trader start or just put a lot of skills into both Silver Tongue and trader, then your trade margins would go down, which I think would just either make it cheaper to buy or you would sell it for more. One way or the other, you would make more money from trading back and forth with things. Let's talk to the order recruiter now that we've got a better ship. I hate aliens. I want to join your cause. I want to join the order. There you go. You like the ship. All right, here's a recommendation. Talk to Sergeant Ragnar to the orders. Oh, take it. Oh, take the recommendation to the order's capital, Norpol system. He's on station at Delta 8. All right, sounds great to me. Station commander, did you have a job for me? Ooh, rescue mission. One of our civilian transport ships is ambushed by pirate. Go to the crash site, look for survivors. Picking up 1 sign of life. Alright, I can do that. No problem. So, I think this mission will be in the system itself. Yeah, right over here. So we'll do that first. We'll come and dock over here again, and then we'll leave the system in pursuit of... Oh, you know what I didn't do? Is, hang on. Is get a mining laser.
Docking.
Just to be able to show it off. I don't have a quest for it right now. But we can show off the mining anyway, because I think I can get the base laser for free. Yeah, right here. The basic laser for mining is free, but there are much better ones that mine faster, get you more stuff. I think more high quality stuff as well. There we are. So let's go and rescue that person. We'll probably run into an asteroid along the way. You can see the 2 weapons track at slightly different speeds. They also have slightly different angles that they max out at. Just because I presume where they're installed on my ship. Which can make some designs more convenient than others. Let's go into cruise mode to speed this along. And I think we're right on top of it. Yeah, there we go. Just stop, activate, there we go, rescue the survivor, turn around, we'll just go and drop them off at the station, and then we'll leave and go find that order spot. Now on the way there, it's very likely we're going to run into some very dangerous system. We're going to take a look at the star map, and we'll talk about some of the different indicators that you can see on top of it. Dodge that turret so we don't slam right into it. Nope. Or maybe we'll hit it anyway, because that's the kind of pilot that I am.
Docking.
If we can get a level up, that would be quite nice. There we go. Rescue them. Yay, and we did. We got over $1,000 for it. Oh, we're actually level 3. I didn't realize we'd leveled up once already. Let's take a look at our skills over here. So I have 20 skill points to spend on things. And so I don't know where I'd want to go. I mean, certainly for combat, more maneuverability or just, you know, better weapon control. That all sounds pretty good. I can get more range on my energy weapons. Even better tracking angle potential over here. I'd have to wait until level 15 before I can unlock medium ballistic weapons. Or the medium energy weapons as well. Although if I want to unlock medium energy weapons, I need at least 1 level of energy focusing. So let's go ahead and unlock that, just because we're going to want it at some point anyway. More range on my energy weapons aren't bad. What else might I be interested in? I could unlock actual asteroid mining, which would allow me to get a drill that's better than normal drill. Also, eventually you can get this astrogeology, which is quite cool because you can mouse over an asteroid and find out what kind of goods are inside. So you don't have to waste your time mining like really, really cheap ore. And you can get more efficiency and speed and range, more experience. Look at this, level 1 of this, you get 40% more experience for mining. That way you can keep sort of leveling up forever. Just mine faster and do that for you. That's really the kind of game you want. More fuel. More grappler range. I don't know if I personally care about that too much. The stronger consumables is nice. Ooh, and you'd have to get here to be able to unlock military consumables. We'd have to get to level 20 anyway. But stronger consumables sounds like the sort of thing we'll want at one point. I don't think I'll worry about the social stuff too much. And we definitely will want to unlock higher levels of engineering later because better shields and other components will require higher levels of engineering. Let me go ahead and... what do we need? We need level 5 of this ultimately to get there. So let's go ahead and dump some points. There we go. So we got 4 left over. I don't think we can necessarily buy anything with 4, so we'll just leave that be. Alright, on our galaxy map. So in addition to reading factions, one of the other things that happens when you mouse over a district is it tells you the tech level of the star system. So for example here, Katerin has a tech level of 50, and it also tells you how hostile, how dangerous the system is, in which case it's got a rating of 10. Well, how does that compare? Our current system has a rating of 8 and only a tech of 1, which is pretty poor. We have to get to Norpol ultimately over here. And in between us, we have to go through Welton, which is a neutral system with a hazard rating of 15. That is going to be pretty full of pirates, I can almost guarantee you. Ooh, and then a 19 over here. So if we go and we click here, we'll get a path. Okay, by default, it's going to go ahead and go through Katerin instead of Inode, I guess because they're doing an extra stop here anyway. 55 tech level. Higher the tech level, the more stuff is available for sale, which is quite nice. All right, so we'll go ahead and plot that path. I'll also lock it into the autopilot. We're going to undock. Now, if I'd locked in the autopilot when I was in space, it would have just gone right ahead, but here I'm going to have to hit X once to engage the autopilot. So what it will do, it will try to navigate around obstacles, it will use the cruise mode whenever possible, and it will automatically go to the correct jump gates to go from system to system over here. Now, this system, it had a threat rating of 8, which, you know, seems high-ish, but doesn't actually seem to have that many pirates in practice. The next system will probably be very full of pirates, so we may want to take it off autopilot so that we can kind of navigate around some of those threats. So what we'll do is we'll get to our destination in this particular video, and we'll put a cut after that. And I do intend to continue this again for maybe another 3 or 4 videos, just to get a proper sense of the game. I'm really digging it overall. I think one of the things that's notable about it is it's priced very well. I think it's going to be priced around $15 US, which is really commendable for this kind of title. It will be available on Steam, presumably on April 2nd. You can also pre-purchase it from the website itself if that's the sort of thing you like to do. Comes with the soundtrack, which is kind of cool. I like that. You know, just being able to like plug the soundtrack into iTunes or something, so you get some neat background noise. As far as I can tell, that's not a pre-order thing or anything. I think the game just comes with that. So we are in the next system here. We do know the threat rating's a lot higher here. We can get some red dots showing some of the threats moving around. So there's quite a few. We could also just go to the station and see what they have for sale. It's worth noting, if you get too close to the sun, you will burninate. So you don't want to go too close. It'll burn through your shields and your armor quite quickly. You can see here the autopilot trying to navigate around these objects. And as someone who likes to do a lot of like trading and things in these kinds of games a lot, it's very tempting to get, you know, a real whoa.
Pilot disengaged.
Let's go ahead and try to blow this guy out of the sky. All right, that auto cannon is doing some serious damage. Oh, more pirates! Ow! Get off my butt! Oh no, more of them.
Shields down.
Let's finish that guy, and then maybe just get the hell out of Dodge. I'm going to enable cruise mode just for extra speed. Alright, shields have re-engaged. I'm just going to try to skirt around some of these pirates. Where's the actual waypoint that I'm going to? Probably that one there.
Autopilot engaged.
Anyway, I was saying that there's a lot of things you can do to boost your cruise speed. I mean, you can boost your ship speed in general, but there are specifically talents that increase your cruising speed. And the autopilot likes to use the sidestep to dodge obstacles. So if you increase your sidestep, then you'd be really, really well set to use the autopilot to great effect to quickly navigate things. And that turns into kind of a cool sort of trading setup. At least that's what I have in my head. Although obviously, you know, more defenses, better guns, all those things are all pretty valuable. And all the skills that make trading more efficient if you do want to go that way. I don't think you can run into the planets. You can run into those that girder. And let's go ahead and kill this guy here. Boom. Drop anything? You did. Alright. Yeah, can't bump into planets. But again, dodge stars. Stars are bad, okay?
Autopilot engaged.
You can zoom in and out a little bit. Probably zooming out's a good idea. We're going to go through one more jump gate over here. Now, it seems to me that going around killing pirates is probably an excellent way to get a lot of experience points quite quickly, as well as some money from selling bits that they drop, assuming you don't spend too much repairing your ship. Okay, we're in the Norpol district now. So yes, Delta 8 is specifically where we're going. Oh, there's 4 stations here. Some sort of combat station. I don't know what that one stands for, and maybe some sort of science place. That's cool. So let's go ahead and turn in at the station, and then we'll see what kind of follow-up quests we get, and probably keep working on that. Quests are good for experience points and money. So it seems to me when you're just starting off, that might be the strongest way to really get things kick-started. Let's go ahead to the entrance over here, and go ahead and dock. We're supposed to talk to some Lieutenant or Sergeant Ragnar or something. Took a little bit of damage. The fuel is the most expensive thing, 143 space bucks to go ahead and do that. Sergeant Ragnar. Hello, we're here to join the order. Yeah, blow up the station. I'm not planning to do that. But, you know, people are stupid. How do I prove that I'm trustworthy? First of all, you need to be experienced. We cannot accept newbies. So we need to get to level 10, and we need the support of at least 4 of their officers. Where do we find them? Usually in order systems doing their work. All right. So what we want to find, anyone with the fist here, these are order officers. So if I make friends with at least 4 of them overall, and they don't have to be in this system, they can be in other systems, then we'll ultimately be able to join the order, assuming we get to a high enough level. Level 10 won't take very long to get to. I mean, we're already level 4. We've got some more points to spend here. And again, I'll go ahead and just max out these primary consumables, just to get slightly more repair if I start to use them. I haven't had to use them yet, but if I do a lot of fighting, I will. And consumables can get quite expensive quite quickly. I think... Oh, I don't have enough points for that. Or this. Maybe I'll just save my points then. Alright, well, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put a cut in here. I hope you enjoy this video. Again, we're not going to make, like, you know, 50 videos of VoidExpanse. I don't think I've got time for that, but I'm going to try to do another, you know, another few. And so stay tuned for that if you want to see some more VoidExpanse gameplay. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.